Guys, I've got a really cool and fun metal riff, and this is really easy for you to expand on and just take off with it. It also serves as what I consider a very important part of a song, and that's the bridge. Now, the bridge could be like a pre-chorus, going from the verse. You've got this other piece of music going into that high point, or it could be towards the end of the song. You've just got this completely different piece of music that sets itself apart from the rest of the song, and that's the style that this riff you're about to learn is. Now, this is actually part of a song. I'll talk about that at the end of the video in our guitar chat, so do hang around for that. Let's start out by playing the riff out in the open, and then we'll break it down note for note. Okay, let's simplify this. I always like to break things down in the easiest way we possibly can. So looking at this from a high level, we're really only basing this riff off of 3 power chords. That's it. I'm in standard tuning, by the way, E standard. We are playing an F sharp. We're playing a variation of a G power chord and a variation of an A power chord. 3 chords, guys, that's it. So already this riff is super simple. All we're going to be doing is just changing some of the picking strategies and, of course, the finger position of some of those power chords. So I like to break things down and just look at it at the highest level possible and simplify it. And one point I want to make before we get into this, okay, is that I want you to be able to take this and run with it. Learn this riff I'm sharing with you here, and then I want you to be able to take off and just add your own flavor to it. That's super important, and that's what my lessons are all about. They're all about you adding your own style and flavor. So let's move forward with this riff. We're starting out with really my favorite picking technique for playing metal music is that gallop, that 1, 2, 3. I've got several videos on galloping. I actually have a galloping for beginners video. If you guys haven't seen that, go back and watch that. This is a really cool picking technique though. 1, 2, 3, really fast. In this case, I'm galloping the entire power chord. For this specific rhythm that I wrote, I just feel like it sounds best. A lot of times I'll gallop just one note. I got a little carried away there because, again, I just love this technique. But in any case, I'm just doing a quick gallop, okay? Just one gallop, one time, 1, 2, 3. That's one gallop on the entire power chord, which is those, those first 2 notes, frets 2 and 4 on the E and A strings. I follow that up with some palm muting, and we're just going to play this first part, okay? I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna play the variation of the G power chord that we're playing. But we follow that gallop up with some palm muting. When I palm mute that, after that, I go to an open E and then go back to that 2nd fret, that power chord, okay, 2 and 4. That open E is really quick, then I go back. Then I go to a variation of the G power chord, okay, which I'm playing frets 3 and 4 on the E and A strings. Sounds pretty cool. Now let me play just a regular G power chord and I'll go back and play my little variation here. And the reason I'm sharing this with you is because you can just get some different textures by just changing that 2nd note of the power chord. I talk about this a lot in my lessons, but just listen to the difference real quick. Okay, let's put these pieces together, and I'm just going to play this through a few times. I'm going to play it at normal speed just so we can kind of get the rhythm, but then I'm going to slow it down. We're going to play this together for a few times, so try to follow along with me here. That's all we're doing. So we've got that gallop followed by just some downstroke palm mutes. We've got a little note change there. We go from that power chord, that F sharp power chord, to an open E, okay, and then back down, and then we finish on that variation of the G power chord. Now, the next time around, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to add a variation of the A power chord. So this is the full riff again, and then we'll break down that last piece. Now, if you noticed, I did something a little different with the G power chord, the variation. I actually went from the variation to a regular G power chord, okay? And then I go after that to the variation of an A power chord. So I'm not playing the actual A power chord, right? Which would be on strings, the E and A strings, which would be 5 and 7. I'm actually playing 5 and 4, and then I'm going 5, 5, and then 5, 4. So it's this sound right here. Now there's one kind of weird little thing, at least some of you may think this is a little strange, and we'll go back to the beginning. We're going to play this riff entirely all the way through together, okay? But you'll notice, let's go back to the very beginning. Watch how I play this piece right here. Just watch my fourth and my third finger, and then I'll kind of explain why I do this. A lot of you may play your power chords strictly with your first and your third finger. When I'm up in this region up here, that's actually a little uncomfortable for me, so I use my pinky for that. And I like to try to integrate my pinky as much as possible, but there are a few different ways you can play this using your third finger or pinky finger. Guys, what I will tell you is it does not matter whatsoever. I encourage you to play what feels most natural and what feels comfortable to you. Some people will tell you, well, no, you need to play it this way or you should play it this way. And guys, I just kind of throw those rules out the window. Are there some bad habits you can develop with a guitar? Sure. But if you're really comfortable with playing something and that's working for you, then don't let anyone tell you that that's the wrong way to play it, okay? So I switch these fingers, I kind of switch them around a little bit. You'll notice I'm playing the F power chord, F sharp rather, power chord with my first and my pinky finger there. But instead of keeping my pinky on that fourth fret of the A string, when we go up to the variation of the G, I switch to my third finger. For whatever reason, that just feels more comfortable. So you might want to play it like this, right? Or for those of you who prefer to play your power chords with your first and your third finger, you might want to play it like this. That feels a little unnatural for me. It always has, so I play it like this. I start by playing the power chord with my first and pinky finger, and then I switch to my first and third for that next part, okay? And it may seem like that's more effort. Most of the time I will play with the least amount of effort. That's just my personal philosophy. If I can find an easier way to play something that feels more comfortable to me, I'm going to go that route because it means I'm probably going to play it a little bit better. And again, it's just going to feel more natural. This is where you get into songwriting and really becoming your own guitarist, guys, which I encourage you to do that. And this is why I don't really give you any like rules. I rarely ever will you hear me say, well, you should play it this way or you should do this. I kind of throw that stuff out the window. So I know I'm belaboring this point here. So let's get back to the lesson. Let's just play this all the way through together, okay? Guys, it's time for our guitar chat, but real quick, if you do not have my free metal riffs and licks practice guide, grab a copy of that. That has literally helped thousands of guitar players on my YouTube channel. It's completely free. I do have guitar courses, so yes, I will pitch those to you, but there's no obligation to buy my courses. You will still get the guide for free. So sign up, grab a copy of that, and hey, if you like my style of teaching, well, you might like one of my guitar courses too. Links for that goodness is in the description of this video. I want to reiterate one very important point here, guys, and I'll share a little information about the song that you just heard and that you just learned, and there are probably about 5 or 6 other parts of this song. I'll show you where that is. But in any case, I talked a lot about your comfort of playing, what's easy for you, or really what makes most sense to you, what comes natural. Now, there's a big difference between what comes natural and just taking the easy route for the sake of taking the easy route, right? There is some resistance to learning. There is some resistance to getting better, right? As you learn more on guitar, there will be times where it's like, man, okay, this is a little challenging to play. So you push through that. But in all that, you want to find the most effective means of doing that. And the way you do that might be a little bit different than the way I do it, or the way this person or that person or whatever famous guitar player you might be following. Look, we all have a different way of doing things. So I just want to stress that I want you to focus on becoming your own guitar player, okay? You might see some famous guitar player hold their pick a certain way or play their power chords a certain way and think that you have to do that. But if you have a way that feels more natural to you and you're making progress, if you're truly making progress the way that you're doing it, I encourage you to stick with that, because that starts to become your own signature style and sound and way of playing guitar, okay? And this is important for writing music. It's important, really, again, just being your own guitar player. Be your own musician. You don't have to play like me necessarily. You might try to play the riffs like I'm playing them. It's like, Jason, that's awkward, man. That doesn't make any sense to me. Well, that's okay, guys. It is okay. Play it your way, okay? Play what feels most natural to you and hone in on that and just continuously develop that. I think that's super important. Now, the song. So this is actually a song that I wrote and recorded for Blackstar. Most of you know I'm sponsored by Blackstar now. Actually, I'm playing this lesson and what you heard in the intro there through the Blackstar HT Venue MK3 amplifier. Now, I didn't have it mic'd up. I actually was using the cab rig software that Blackstar gives you, which I'm about to do a video on how to use that. It's pretty cool. I mean, they have their own IRs that come with the amp and all that stuff. But yeah, if you want to check out that song, I was writing something for my 7-string. I wanted to just kind of showcase the amp for the lower tunings and or a 7-string guitar. So the actual riff on the 7-string is a bit meatier and a bit lower, but I'll put it up here if you guys want to go check that out. Hey, leave any comments below if you have any questions about this riff, or if there's some other styles that you want me to put out there. Let me know in the comments. Hey, please give this a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Guys, I will see you in the next video. Until then, as always, keep it metal and keep playing music.